right. Well, thank you all for joining us this morning. Kia ora, I'm Amanda. I am one of the digital specialists here at Digital Boost. I've been stepping in recently for our usual events host, Anna Marie, as she's been having a much needed extended break through January, so you might be familiar with her. Today, I am joined by Venessa Minkley of 369 Collective, and she is here to cover off what those fundamental aspects are of creating and implementing digital sales funnels for your business. So it can help build awareness, persuade your customers into considering buying with you, and converting them into loyal customers, and how you do that digitally. So these sessions are a great opportunity to get your questions answered. So make the most out of using the Q&A function. We will be answering these at the end of the session when we open the floor, unless they are already answered. So also feel free to keep that conversation going in the chat as well. So thank you very much, Venessa, for joining us this morning, and I'll hand over to you.
Thank you, Amanda. So I'm just going to share my screen, Amanda. Then I'll just take you through a presentation quickly. I'm just going to share that, put it in full screen. Just let me know if it's big enough, everyone.
Looks good.
Cool. So what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to take you through the presentation, and I'm just going to go to the first slide. Give me 1 second, technical stuff. The internet's been a bit funny because we've had all that flooding in Auckland. We had terrible storms on Friday, and so my internet has been dropping in and out. But what I'm going to discuss today is the fundamentals, all the elements, what makes up a good sales funnel, and what triggers a sales funnel and what that triggered. So just to show you all the steps, I won't have time to actually go in and show you how to build it. But I will have a video available showing you in a bit more detail. Once I've gone through the presentation, I'll actually go into show you in the back end. The reason I'm recommending Go High Level is because it's your most cost effective, and it does everything. And I must have used, over my years, 30 years in sales and marketing, I must have used over 100 different CRM systems. So this is your, so I'll show you what that looks like. But these fundamentals can be applied to any system. You don't have to use Go High Level. It could be ClickFunnels. It could be any of those. If you have ClickFunnels and MailChimp, you can import campaigns, email campaigns, and you can import your funnels. You can also import your calendar settings and a bunch more. I'll then show you a lead magnet that's been sent email. I'll show you how to add team members. A lot of small businesses hire virtual assistants to help them with various things. So with a one click, you can add them. And then I'll put a link to the resources in the chat towards the end. So for those of you that already have started a funnel or have a funnel in place, do you want to comment what software you're using?
I have a question for you, Venessa, and that's for those of us that at the complete beginning of learning what is a sales funnel. That could be a really good question that we can clarify for any beginners.
Yeah, so I'm going to go into that now. So a sales funnel essentially starts with a lead magnet. So it's a resource that will be useful and in demand for your audience. So for this stage, before you get to actually create your lead magnet, which you can do in Canva very easily, and then convert it to a PDF, put that into a Google Drive, and then share an open link, and you just hyperlink that in an email. But a lead magnet is a resource that has something to do with how you help your target audience. So it's important to go to your target audience and start asking the questions. Have a look at the comments on your posts. Have a look at replies to emails. Have a look what the comments are in various groups. Ask the question in your own group. And particularly if you're doing personal branding, I recommend a group, because Facebook groups get better reach than personal profiles or business pages. And largely that's because Facebook wants you to pay for ads. So, and it wants to lead more heavily into bigger social platform and not so targeted for businesses. But a lead magnet, and I will show you an example of a few, it's just a resource. So for instance, this one is called 10 Business Hacks to Boost Your Online Presence. I did present this last year. And what it is, it's basically just a landing page, which I'll show you after this. It's a landing page and it's got a little form, collects your email address and your whatever fields you want. But generally speaking, people are happy to give you their email address and name if they think that the resource is going to be useful in their business. Or if you work B2C, in other words, you work with consumers, same thing. It could be weight loss, it could be fitness, it could be whatever. You download a resource, could be meditation. It doesn't really matter what it is, but do your research first and then come up with your lead magnet. And I recommend having at least 4 or 5 lead magnets, different lead magnets with 4 or 5 funnels. So everything starts with your lead magnet. So you need to have that resource ready before you even start anything, because all of the content that you create will be around this lead magnet. And at least your first 3 emails, including sending the lead magnet, will relate to this particular lead magnet. So yeah, I mean, give it away in a few groups and just test it out and just see how much interest that, you get out of it. Even if you're doing it manually at that stage, just with a Google Drive link, just test out the resource, or you know, put out a survey, talk to your current clients, that kind of thing. So yeah, so the first thing to do is a lead magnet. So creating interest in your business. Now these people then go into a funnel. Now the first step of the funnel is so you've got your lead magnet. You're going to go into your system, whatever system you're using. If you've already created one, if you see here, if you already created one, you can just go and you can copy it. In other words, you can clone. So you only ever create a form, a sales funnel page, email sequence once, and after that you can clone it. You just clone and edit, clone and edit, clone and edit. So this is the trigger. So when people get onto your funnel landing page, which is usually just a 1 page, and it tells you what the benefit is of this freebie. Sometimes it could be a paid resource. If it's a valuable resource that took you a lot of time to create, you can charge a nominal fee for it. So people charge $7, $9, $27, and then this form here will then have payment details in it. But this is just a basic form. So you can ask for country, and I'll show you how to do this at the end. So first name, last name, and you can hide any of these in a form. You can also clone a form. So once you've done one form, if you want to create another funnel with a similar form, you will then clone the form you've already created, and they literally take, honestly, about a minute to create. They don't take long to create at all. But this is the trigger. So the minute the person hits submit, it'll trigger the first email to be sent out, and that email is the lead magnet that you promised them. So yeah, so if you have some compelling content and you put the link out there, if you're using your personal profile, put the link in the comments to your funnel, because if you put the link in your caption on your personal profile, it will limit your reach. Facebook doesn't like, actually none of the platforms, LinkedIn, they're all the same. They don't like to just share external links, because then the person leaves the platform. So yeah, so this is your trigger. So once that's been sent, you can see there, that's what my page looks like. So it tells people the benefits, what bonuses they get, what gifts they get. People love bonuses, freebies, and gifts. So this is your sales funnel page, and I'll show you how to create that. You can have sales funnel pages in 4 steps or 3 steps. Now, all of you must have been in a funnel before, where you've downloaded a resource and then you get another page and it says, wait, there's more. And then they offer you something. And then if you buy that thing, then wait, there's more. So usually sort of a 4-step so we'll need 4 different landing pages, or otherwise they have just a very, very long 1-page landing page. I like a 2-step. Basically, here's the sales funnel, put your details in, download it. And so some people don't send an email first off, they just go to a new page where they can actually download the resource, but they'll still be able to see it in the back end. I prefer them to fill in their details and then trigger that first email to be sent. So mine is a 2-step. Enter your details and then a page saying, thank you, please check your inbox in the next few minutes. So this is the email that's going to send, this sends to your, so once they put the information in, this is the first email that's going to be sent. And you can see I've called it Webinar 1, 10 Business Hacks. So I know when I go to my automation that that's the very first email to send as soon as they finish the, they complete the form in the previous screen that I showed you. All of this, I can't show you the back end of, I currently use a white label version of Go High Level called the Honest Tech Toolkit, but I can't show you that because the back end is proprietary, but I can show you Go High Level, which is exactly the same thing, which I'll get to that. So here's your email settings here, and I'll go through how you do that a bit later when I share my whole desktop. But you, generally speaking, you want your name, you want your business email address, you want your main subject, email subject, and if you want, if you've got a good database and it's got, you know, accurate first names, then you can actually use this automation here to personalize it. You can also use that personalization in the actual body of an email. So you can say, so over there, you'll see, hi, contact first name, and maybe later on, you might put, how, you know, what support do you need in your business, Vanessa? And that's what it'll do. It'll pull from the database. And so you can also go in and you can test. So you see here, I've got 3. So 3 emails, that one form triggers 3 emails, and I can decide how long between these three emails. So usually I wait 2-3 days. A lot of sales funnels will send you multiple emails per day. I found that too much. You know, I mean, it's just so, not only that it's too much. If you got that from every funnel you opted into, that's all your inbox would consist of. And
question for you, Vanessa.
Sorry.
Question for you. What do you personally test?
Sorry?
What do you personally test for when you're sending multiple tests or A/B testing, for example?
I didn't hear the question.
What do you test for? So do you test for different subject lines or different?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so every email can be tested. The whole automation can be tested. So once you've actually done your automation, you can put in an email address and you can test the whole process. So what that'll do, whatever you've told the automation to do. So yes, my suggestion is that you create yourself a Gmail account, a Yahoo account, a bunch of different email accounts for testing, because when you first start and you use, because you're going to use a subdomain, right? So my domain is 369 Collective, and I have 3 subdomains: resources. So it's 369collective.co.nz/resources/offers. And so most domain registrars will allow you to have free unlimited subdomains. So it doesn't form part of your website, but you want to teach the spam filters that your domain is of a good authority, because in the beginning, often it just goes straight into spam, because the spam filters see it as promotional, or in Gmail. So I test everything. I test the funnels. So, you know, I'll actually take the URL and I'll paste it in. I'll actually put 3 different email addresses into that form, and I will make sure that I'm getting the lead magnet sent to each one. When you're creating your emails through each step, so after I've created that first one there, I test it. I send it to 3 different email addresses, and I check. And if it's not going to a particular email address, then I need to troubleshoot. I need to, I need to see what's wrong. Why is it not sending? Sometimes it can be a word in your subject line. Sometimes it can be the emojis. I don't recommend putting emojis in the preview text. And your from email, it's very important that it's from a domain that's been verified. So if you use 𝗙𝗲𝗱, the mailing email program that we suggest is SendGrid, because it integrates so nicely. And with SendGrid, you in 𝗙𝗲𝗱, you verify your domain. In other words, you're saying that your domain exists, it's real, it's not some spammy thing or fake or anything like that. So you test every stage. So when you're done your funnel page, test it. Make sure the form's working. Make sure the emails are getting through, and spend a bit of time. So if, for instance, if you use Gmail as a test email, which I recommend, because a lot of people have Gmail. If it goes into your spam, mark it not spam. If it goes into your, if you use Outlook, for instance, whitelist it. Teach that. So what you're doing is you're teaching the spam filters that your emails are legitimate, they're coming from a legitimate source, and they're not spam. So that's
a great idea.
Yeah. So these going into spam is very, very common, particularly if you haven't verified your domain before and you've just started using your domain. But yeah, it's better to have an @domain. And I know a lot of small business owners still have @Gmail, but if you've got a domain, in other words, you've got a website with a domain, then you should have an @domain email, because spam filters trust them better. And there's lots of resources out there where if you don't put an @domain, then it rejects it. It won't take a Gmail or a Yahoo, but just create a bunch of emails, and even get friends in business, use their emails to test. Let them know, hey, would you be happy to test? Then you can test on multiple platforms, and now you're teaching. I would spend a few days doing this before you do a mass mail out. So with 𝗙𝗲𝗱, you can have these ones that are scheduled and linked to a funnel, but you can also do a campaign. In other words, you've just launched a new course or your new membership or new product, or you've got news, right? There's something you want to say to everybody. And this could be your historic email database, which you just import into 𝗙𝗲𝗱. So it's very easy. It's just a CSV, Excel, and you just upload that into 𝗙𝗲𝗱. And that way you can then send campaigns. Now with campaigns, you can actually choose any of these. So I'll show you a screenshot just now. You can actually use these to create, so you're not creating from scratch. That'll mean the header stays the same, the footer stays the same, all the links in the footer stay the same. All you've got to change is this part here.
Awesome. So it's basically a template.
Yeah, it becomes your template. So the nice thing is you create once, and from there on, all you do is clone or copy and edit, copy and edit, copy and edit.
Awesome.
That's it. It's really
So then
easy.
what happens next after you've sent your lead magnet?
So after you've sent your lead magnet, you'll see here are my, this is I number mine 1, 2, 3, so that when it comes to automation and I'm looking for that email to say, hey, send this email, that it's easy for me. And I make sure I write webinar on each one, so that I only have to search one keyword. So you'll see here that, so first lead magnet goes out because people are busy and they often don't open emails. You send a second one to say, have you downloaded the resource? If not, here's the link. And then the third one is also, I like to have the third one also related to the, like, what takeaways from it did you learn, whatever. This one here is more sort of, how did you find that resource? And then after that, I have a standard follow-on sequence. So I've created a follow-on sequence of, I think there's 13 emails, and you can actually put those all in one folder. You see this one, this is the folder here, 15 hacks. So you can create another folder and call it follow-on sequence. And when it comes to your automation, I just put that off after the third email. Then they just go into my standard, you're inviting them to book an appointment, whatever it is that you want your audience to do. You're going to start to, I start with a bit of value, maybe another free resource. And then I go into inviting them to book an appointment, book an audit, book whatever it is. Go into what it is that you actually do in your business and what makes you money. That's where you're going to start slowly building rapport or building a relationship, building trust, and then you'd have your opportunity to sell. So yeah, so that's what my hack one looks like. And here's a sample of the automation, right? So you will go to you'll go to the automation tab on the left, and this is what it looks like. So here's the lead magnet requested, the add contact tag, and then with that one you will have you name it. So you call it whatever the funnel is. So what you're telling the system is every time someone fills in that form on the web page, you send a lead magnet, create the contact in the CRM, and send the lead magnet. So that's the first one. And then you have a wait. So you've got to be careful with the wait, because in the beginning, if you just go to it, actually you can time it in seconds, minutes, and hours and days. So make sure you have days, not seconds, unless you mean to send a second email in the same day. Then you can say wait hours. But generally speaking, people find it more palatable if you send every sort of 2 to 3 days. And the lead magnet itself. And so that first email after the lead magnet will be my webinar 2. And this one here is my webinar 3 that I showed you on the previous screen. And then my trigger follow-on nurture sequence, which is about 13 emails. And you can basically, when you're in when you're in your actual automation, you can see I've blocked that out, but it'll tell you that there's 6 people waiting here, 8 people waiting there, 10 people waiting. So it'll show you how many people are at each stage. Now this one I haven't run in ages, so it's got nothing active there. But here's what you will see when you click on contacts. You'll see that this person at 11:46 p.m. Requested my lead magnet, and then the trigger follow on nurture sequence. So I was sleeping then, yeah. So you know, when you look at a lot of these times here, 3:41 p.m. sometimes it's 4:29 a.m. So this just shows you how you can build your email list or your database 24/7, even when you're not actively working. If it's out there and you're doing organic, or you can even have a Facebook ad with a link, and that's how you're going to attract these people and test it. Some lead magnets they don't work. People don't want it. They see no value in it. So don't, you know, if it hasn't worked after, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, it's probably not going to work, and it's time to sort of go back to the drawing board and come up with it. And that's why I recommended 4 to 5 different lead magnets and 4 to 5 different funnels, because different things will appeal to different people in your audience. But do the research first before you do your lead magnet. So here you can see these are email templates. So when you go to the email, like I said earlier, you can either go to templates. Now templates is related to funnels, and then there is also campaigns. But here you can actually go in and you can actually edit each of those. If you go here to actions, next to actions on the left here, you'll see that little copy. That's where you can copy an individual email. You can't copy a whole folder, but you can copy an individual. So I go into whichever folder, and I select the email that I want to edit. Now for a new funnel, I then copy it, I edit it, and then I save it and move it to its new folder. So it's as simple as that. you create once, and after that, you just clone or copy. So you can see here, these here are campaigns, and these two here, you can see they are part of my email sequence. So this is what I was saying about testing. You can go, when you're creating the emails, there are settings that you can create. And so this particular one here, just we'll see here. Oh yeah, this is two different things. So this is your test email. So you can test each individual email as you create them. You can also test an entire funnel. So if you look at the smaller picture here, the landscape picture, here's my automation, and you can test it. So it's going to mimic exactly what you told it to do for your audience. It's going to send it to you in the same frequency. So if you had wait 3 days, it's going to wait 3 days for you as well. But everything has a test. So and you can also have it in test mode or publish mode. So while you're testing, leave it in test mode, because once you put it in published mode, then it's accessible to anybody. While it's in test mode, it won't. Nobody else will be able to access the page. Any questions?
No, we're all good now.
Yeah, so once again here, I would use all your test emails, whatever emails you have, and then perhaps it must be a mixture of like Gmail, Yahoo, and then it must be at business name domains. So it needs to go to professional as well as open source like Gmail. And if it's going into spam, mark it not spam, mark it whitelist it, do everything you can to make sure that you tell the spam. Because when you mark something as not spam, it goes, that message gets sent back to Gmail's spam filters. And so the more people that mark it not spam, then Gmail will go, oh, okay, it's not spam. I won't send it to the spam folder. So yeah, we've covered a bit of this. So if you see here on my funnels, each one of these is 2 pages. It's the sales page where they enter their details, and then it's a thank you page. And if you see here, if you click on the 3 little dots, you can actually clone, and it will clone exactly that. And all you then need to do is edit it and change the subdomain. So it takes you through the steps. It's pretty easy to do. And here you can see, so your workflows is your automation. So once you've done one automation, if you want the next automation to be the same, except you're going to go in and change which emails, which lead magnets, then you can actually copy the automation. So you don't have to start from scratch with anything. You can copy whatever you've done. So I can go in and actually copy any of these here. So I'm going to go and show you a few things now and stop sharing my screen. I'm going to post, oh, sorry, that previous one. There is a video, so I'm going to pop the resource into the chat. I've recorded a video on the back end for those that don't get to stay to the end today, and also for things that I don't get to cover, because there's quite a lot. So I recorded a Loom video this morning just to show you how you can add team members, how you create emails, how you create funnels, that kind of thing. And then so this is everything that it can do. So your CRM, your sales pipeline, your calendar, you can sell anything, you can create products, and that when you create the product in Go High Level, it automatically creates it in your Stripe account. So you can integrate Stripe, PayPal, you can connect all your social media, you can connect groups, you can connect Google Business Profile, you can connect LinkedIn, and they keep adding. So they're adding AI now. So like ChatGPT, a lot of these AI tools to write copy. So that's, and they've just added TikTok as well. So you can basically schedule, like you use the Meta suite in Facebook, you can schedule all your posts. You can schedule posts, stories, all that kind of thing. directly from the platform. And in the platform, you can also see any of your DM, your direct message conversations, so any of your messenger conversations. You can create memberships, funnels, and all of this is unlimited. You know, a lot of the software that's out there, like ClickFunnels and Carta, they have limitations, or you have to upgrade to be able to get, you know, more funnels. Everything in Go High Level is unlimited. You can create a website there. You can they've got a blog feature. You can migrate your WordPress website. Yep, and so I've covered automation, forms, surveys. There's a chat widget that you can add to your website. And then it's also got a full media library. So you can host all of your content, videos, and GIFs, and what else? Not PDFs, and images, most image formats. So, and that's all included in the price per month. You can also then earn, they've got an affiliate program, which you can then, if you recommend it to somebody else, you'll have an affiliate link, and it'll pay you a small commission. And then, because you'll be set up under my agency, you'll have local support, and I can troubleshoot. I can go into your account, I can have a look. This is always done with your permission, and I can actually go and see where the problem is. And often it's really tiny things. You forgot to toggle something, or you forgot to go to the next step, or something like that. It's usually nothing major, and it can usually be fixed quite quickly. And if it's something little, I'll fix it for you and tell you what it was, without charging you. So this is the offer. Like I said, I'm going to put the link. So if you went directly to Go High Level, it's $97 a month for one license, or obviously that's what it'll cost you annually. Now, I'm not the only person to resell Go High Level. There are literally thousands of agencies that sell Go High Level, and the prices range from $89 to about $195 for the exact same thing. So all three of these here are exactly the same. There's almost no difference, except the templates may be a little different. So I've set up a new account with a different domain, so I've got a little bit of setup to do still, but I'm gonna. So this is what's in the folder that I'm going to share with you, and the link to this folder is clickable from the PDF. I've also created a video, an MP4 video, and a demo of the back end. So what I'm going to do now is stop sharing my screen. Let's see. I'm going to show you a few things. Okay. So here's the back end. So this is the launch pad. This is where you can connect and integrate. I'll show you the other integrations, but you can integrate. You can connect your Facebook here. You can connect your Google My Business here. You can create your chat widget, which can go on your website. If you don't know how to put it on your website, you know, get hold of a web developer or someone who knows how to embed code. You can connect your Stripe account, and you can also import and manage your WordPress website hosting here. Here is where you will add. So if I add, for instance, if I've already added someone and I want to check if I've added them, oh, you need to go into, it'll tell me that that email exists. But if it doesn't exist, it'll send them an invite, and I'll show you what that looks like. So that's the invite. So this morning I invited myself, and this is the invite that will go out to one of your team members. Sorry. So this is the email that gets sent. So that's the first email. I sent it to myself this morning, and that's how it's received. And obviously these things here are hyperlinked. And for instance, there's a lead magnet that'll go to an open link, and the person can download it. They can read it like this, or they can actually download it over here. And the way you do that is you go to your Google Drive, and you open the folder or just the individual. So if it's just one document you want to share, you'll do that, and you'll go and share, and you make sure it's anyone, not restricted. Restricted was only the people you invite over here. If you want to share the whole folder, you go to the top, little down arrow, you go get link, and make sure it's anyone with a link. You copy that link, and that's the link that you put in your email when you create your email. So it's usually just a little clipboard, a little, what is it? Paper clip. So that's that area there. Now bear in mind, this is a blank, it's pretty much a blank account. So this is your pipeline. So, you know, if you've got dollar value products, so a product is also a course, a membership, those are also products. If there's a dollar value to it, or even if there's not a dollar value to it, you can create it as a product. And once you've integrated your Stripe, you create the product here, and then it will automatically add it to your Stripe account. You don't have to then go into your Stripe and create another product. It just, because it's integrated, it'll just automatically work. Now conversations will be here. Now conversations is any reply to the emails, and anybody that sent you a direct message on LinkedIn, Google My Business or Google Business Profile, any of your social media groups, any of your social media pages, even your personal Facebook, it will all come here, and you can reply to them from here. So it's one place, and you can reply to every bit of communication. And this is often where a VA is very useful, because they can filter this for you, and only send you the most important, because you will get some spam here, right? You'll get people offering you stuff on Instagram, buy followers and all this jazz. So this is where you'll set up your calendar. Now you can have various appointment calendars. You'll just basically, I just created a quick demo one, because I'm still using Acuity and I haven't moved it over. But you can have ones that book appointments. You can have ones that where you're offering a class or a webinar, where people can register. Pretty much whatever you've got going now, you can do in here. So it's basically like Calendly or Acuity or one of those. It's no different. Contacts. So you'll start with no contacts, obviously, but you can import contacts. So you'll basically click on that. You'll upload your file. So you go and look for it, and then upload it, and then go next and just follow the prompts. It's pretty easy. And you can also create smart lists. So you could call a list my ABC product launch, my whatever you want to call it, so that you know that everyone in that list is related to this, whichever marketing or promotion that you want. Bulk actions. Yes, I haven't done any of that. So yeah, there's smart lists, and here's where you can manage lists. So this will then drop down all your lists, and you'll be able to click on it and see every contact in that list. So that's how contacts work. Contacts also will show you, how I showed you how that screen with what people had requested the lead magnet, that will come up here as well. All the interaction will be here, and it'll start from the most recent and go from there. Opportunities. So this is just like a normal CRM. You have a meeting with someone, or someone joined your course, and now you want to add them to the pipeline so you can upsell them on something else. You add them here, and this is where you can track. So the next interaction you have with the client, you're going to spoke to Mary, and she's very interested in my course, wants to be contacted on Friday. And you can create prompts. In other words, send me an email to remind me, send me a text to remind me. Payments, this is where you'll see your transactions. So these could be orders, subscriptions, transactions, products, coupons. There could be all kinds of things. Under marketing, I'm just mindful of time. I want to show you the most important things. So this is where you're going to integrate your Facebook, Instagram, Google Business Profile, LinkedIn. So they've added Twitter and TikTok. So they can all come in here, and you'll be able to manage them all from one platform. In other words, you could technically create one post and post it across all of them. If you do that, make sure that the size of your media will suit every platform, because every platform has a different requirement. And usually a 1080 by 1080, an Instagram size, will suit every platform, pretty much. You can get away with one size. Otherwise, you need to do individual campaigns for each of these. But you can technically do it all. Emails, as I've mentioned to you, you can have campaigns. So the campaigns, like I showed you on the presentation, will be down here. You would just go create a campaign. And so I've just done 2 here, for instance, and it says design blank, design editor, and you just click on this little thing here and it'll open the email, and you can call it whatever you want to call it there. And here is where you can test it. So there's a send test email, and here is where you will put the subject line, the preview line, who it's from, and your email address. And then over here, you can choose to send to a smart list, and then it'll go there, or you can choose all contacts, for instance. Obviously, there's none in this test one because I created it just for this purpose. But this is where it'll come in your drop, and you can search. You can go, okay, my list is called digital, and then it'll find that list, and then you go save. And then you can go back to the email builder and you can go and test it. But yeah, everything is drag and drop. So you can see that all these things here, you just drag it onto the canvas. So so this is where you'll do your typing. And this is where you can link things here. You can add trigger links. But I'll go out of here just so I can show you more. So that's what you can do under, that's sort of the most important things you can do under marketing automation. This is where you're going to create your workflows. And there will be a template here. There will be a template for everything. But I didn't want to show you because it's a bit premature. But it will be ready very soon. My other platform has got some clients in, so that's why I can't show you that platform. I don't want to show their stuff, but you can create workflows. So if you, for instance, have ClickFunnels, or you have your funnel anywhere else, you can actually import it here. So you just import all the steps from an existing campaign. This could be something you've created here, or pick a campaign that you've created in ClickFunnels or MailChimp. Those are the only 2 at the moment that you can import from.
I've got a question, Vanessa, from Roy, who asked, do you need to do anything different for international customers?
You can set your country to US, and if you want to charge, if you're charging in US dollars, you don't have, if someone's from a different country, they'll just get things at different times. You know what I mean? They'll still get it in the same sequence. But of course, if you set your country New Zealand, it's going to send in New Zealand time. If you set your country USA on your platform, it's going to send in US time. So you've got to decide if you want to if you want to sell to the world, then I would pick the USA, because then, generally speaking, even if you're buying courses, programs, memberships, anything in New Zealand, it's in US dollars anyway, right? I don't charge in US dollars at this stage. I charge in New Zealand dollars. So for mine is almost exclusively New Zealand, but I am going to be branching out, and that's why I'm going to set up my own VanessaMeckley.com, and I'm going to use that as my international. Then I'll set my country as USA, and I'll charge in US dollars, because people from South Africa charge in US dollars, people from the UK, everybody charges in US dollars if it's around a coaching or that kind of thing. But 369 Collective, we also do services. So for now, 369 Collective is, I have Australian clients in that, but then I just have to use Stripe for them, for their payments and that kind of area.
Cool. Is now a good time to open up the floor to Q&A, Vanessa, or did you still have more that you want?
Absolutely. So this is the last one here. So this is where you got your funnels, websites, blogs. This is where you import your WordPress, memberships, forms, surveys, chat widgets. So these are all things that it can do. And this is the type of funnel that I use. So you've got your page where they can enter their details, and then you've got a thank you. That's what I use. And there's templates for all of these. But yeah, absolutely. Ask away.
Perfect. Yeah, I've got one from Caroline asking, if you're just starting out and don't have the budget for a monthly subscription, what is your preferred free CRM?
HubSpot.
I'd agree with that as well.
HubSpot, you can send campaigns, and in the beginning, HubSpot was expensive and it was cost prohibitive, right? But they've now added email marketing and even some automation into the free account. And truth be known, I do use that. I do use HubSpot for a smaller group, a more intimate group I use HubSpot for my clients, and I use 𝗏𝗏𝗴𝗲 for prospecting. So I collect new data in 𝗏𝗏𝗴𝗲, and for my existing clients, my content's a little different for them. So I use HubSpot for them. And yeah, and it works well. The unsubscribe, everything is built into the platform. They will get the HubSpot logo, but people, they see MailChimp logos and that kind of thing all the time. So HubSpot is my go-to. And if you wanted to use your HubSpot database in 𝗏𝗏𝗴𝗲, you just download it from HubSpot and upload it into 𝗏𝗏𝗴𝗲. And you can create a smart list. In other words, you can call it my HubSpot list January 2023 or whatever. But yeah, HubSpot without a doubt. What I would stay away from is MailChimp. It's got very low deliverability. In other words, the percentage that will actually get delivered to someone's inbox is very, very low, because you don't have, it doesn't go through the same process of verifying the domain as SendGrid does. I switched a client from MailChimp, and MailChimp's more expensive than any of the others anyway. She was paying $380 for 25K contacts, and I switched her to SendGrid, and she's only now paying $120, but her deliverability went from 15% to 35% without me.
What was the name of that platform?
SendGrid.
SendGrid.
So when you first sign up to 𝗏𝗏𝗴𝗲, there's a 14-day trial you can do, or you can sign up through mine. There's no contract. So if you do it for a month, you don't like it, then you can cancel. There's no lock-in contracts. And the same with going direct. So if you go direct to them, it's $97. If you choose a white label version, which is the same as mine, you can pay anything from what I'm offering at $48.50 right up to $195. Depends what other services they tack onto it. But yeah, so I would stay, if you're using MailChimp right now, I would use either MailerLite or SendGrid. Don't use MailChimp. It's
How do I spell SendGrid? Sorry, Vanessa.
Sorry?
Just trying to find it on Google. How do you spell SendGrid?
SendGrid.
SendGrid.
D for dog.
Oh yeah. SendGrid. Oh yeah, perfect.
So that's
a good one. So MailerLite is really good if you've got contacts under 1,000. Any more than that, then you can start looking at other platforms.
Yeah, so MailerLite is an alternative, or SendGrid. So generally with 𝗏𝗏𝗴𝗲𝗏, SendGrid syncs seamlessly. It just, all the automation is there. You just go through the settings. And look at these training videos on everything, absolutely everything. There's tutorials all over the HubSpot. It's not HubSpot, 𝗏𝗏𝗴𝗲𝗏, and also all over YouTube. So it's limitless. And I also hop on calls with clients, and I quickly show them how to do different things if they get stuck. But generally speaking, once you learn the system, you can build yourself a sales funnel and an email sequence and the automation in an hour. So if an idea comes to you and to get some inspiration, you go, right, I'm going to put a funnel together. You can literally do that in an hour, provided you've already created one funnel. Your first funnel is going to take you longer. But once you've created your first funnel, your header, all your links, everything will remain the same. All you'll change is the actual funnel content, and you'll give it a different subdomain. Those are the only things you change. And also your metadata. In other words, your metadata is when you put a link in Facebook, for instance, and you get that preview, that's your metadata. So if you don't tell it what image to show, it will show no image. And if you don't tell it what keywords, the link will show. So you see, often you see on Facebook, some people share links, there's no preview. They haven't put the metadata in. Yeah.
Caroline was just mentioning she found the HubSpot templates quite clunky and not that intuitive. Have you found Go High Level will be better than that?
What specifically does she mean? I mean, does she mean the email templates or?
Yeah, setting up the templates and Go High Level. How do you find that compared to HubSpot, for example?
Well, in Go High Level, you can go create a new campaign, and then you can choose any of your template emails to clone, and you go in and just edit that. All you're ever editing is the body, the name, the subject line, and the preview text. That's all you're ever editing. You don't have to do, unless you want to change, it's a bit your footer and all your unsubscribe links and all that carry on, they stay the same through all of them. You might want to insert a video, or it's a drag and drop. It's very easy.
Yeah, it does look quite intuitive compared to I have used HubSpot myself, and Caroline, I did find it the same experience of just having to figure out how I can make it look appropriate and look good, but it doesn't have the same functionality that I found compared to a dedicated paid email marketing platform like these ones do.
What I do in HubSpot is I clone the previous campaign. You go to emails, drop down your emails that were sent, shows you your stats. I'll go clone and edit, and then I just change what's in there. But so you have to always change the subject line, the preview text, the body of the email. But often, you know, links to work with me, everything, they all stay in there. You know, what other ways can I help you? They all stay in there. I just change the actual subject and usually just a bit of the body. But so I don't create from scratch in HubSpot. I clone. Saves a lot of time.
Cool. Any other questions, anybody?
I'm just going to put this in the chat. I need to stop sharing. There you go. So here's the link here, and I will send you the PDF, Amanda, if you could let me know your email address.
Perfect.
For some reason it's not letting me pass. Give me 1 second.
You can probably just send straight to our digital specialist team, which I'm a part of. That's support@digitalboost.co.nz. And that goes for anyone else as well. If you have any further questions, you can reach out to Vanessa directly or to our team as well for any wider guidance around your digital strategy. Our team is here to help, support@digitalboost.co.nz. Or you can reach out to Vanessa directly for any of the topics that she's covered today as well. I see there is a question in the Q&A. No questions. Perfect.
So the best email to get me on for support or anything like that is support@369collective.co.nz. And I've got loads of free resources. So if only you need some help with improving your online presence, I've got dozens and dozens of downloadable resources that are free. Many of which I've shared over the years with the Digital Boost community.
Yeah.
So yeah, Roy, my pleasure. Caroline,
Perfect.
Glad you found it interesting. So yeah, I mean, these sessions are to show you that you can automate your business. And for $48.50 a month, what I just showed you is a lot. It's a lot, and they keep adding. you know, TikTok is new, Twitter's new. They now I get their emails, so they're adding AI into it. So you'll be able to use AI to write your emails, to write your final copy, all that kind of thing. And if you don't have a website, it's another great option because you can build your website on the platform and the hosting is included. So you wouldn't need separate hosting.
Perfect. Thank you, Vanessa. We had some good feedback throughout in the chat saying it was quite informative, and it's good to see the back end as well of some of these tools. So thank you so much for sharing your insights with the Digital Boost community. Yes, WordPress too, Dean. Thank you so much for joining us all this morning, Vanessa, and to everyone here. If you do want have any other further questions, feel free to reach out to either the digital specialist team or Vanessa directly on those email addresses in the chat. This session was recorded, so it will be up on the platform for you to watch as well from tomorrow morning onwards, and we'll share her slides with you shortly as well. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care.
Thanks, Amanda. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care.
Bye.